Hello and welcome to Andy's Movie and Tech Review. Today I'm in London's Leicester Square in the Cineworld to watch Avatar's re-release, which is in IMAX, and they are using a brand new technology which hasn't been seen before. But what is it? Let's go in and find out. There you go. Just seen Avatar in IMAX. Well, I'm back from the cinema. It was a little bit dark in there to do the filming, so I thought I'd do it at home. So Avatar, it was remastered and it was looking amazing. The movie originally came out in 2009. That's 13 years ago. And at the time, the technology it used was groundbreaking. It was one of the first films to use motion capture technology, where they put sensors on the actors, and then as they move, it would be translated into CGI. So they've actually introduced a brand new technology for the remaster, but I'll get back to that in a minute. Let's talk about the film. The film is still amazing. I could hardly remember the first time I watched it. So watching it again, it was like watching a brand new movie. And it felt amazing, especially watching it in the IMAX in Leicester Square. It felt brand new. It didn't feel dated at all. It was in 3D, and especially that screen uses laser projection. So it was really crystal sharp. So that was fantastic. The plot is basically like an alien invasion movie, but we are the aliens invading another planet. But it starts off with us creating kind of an human-alien hybrid clone type thing that the guys they transfer their minds into this avatar, and it's basically like a biological drone that they can control, and they try and infiltrate the Na'vi, the blue people on the planet, and they try and get them to move so that they can mine this ore called unobtainium. And it's very interesting. Of course, the military lose their patience and they just go in and invade and start blowing up everything, and it's a big war between them. So yeah, it was really good. But now the technology that the original was filmed in the kind of traditional 24 frames per second, but the brand new remaster has kind of upgraded the film, and it's done three things. It's gone for a 4K remaster, which is great, which is what modern films are. It's also in high dynamic range, which means that we've got more brightness and color range, which means that's great. It's a lot more colorful, it's great. But the brand new thing that they've done is they've converted the 24 frames per second to 48 frames per second. Now, what that does is it creates a much more smoother motion. This has had a problem in the past, especially when Peter Jackson tried to create his Hobbit movies. He had filmed it in 48 frames per second, but the problem with that was it made it feel like a kind of, I don't know, documentary, or more like a kind of reality TV show. When people were watching it, it felt like they were watching a dress rehearsal or something. So that was the kind of downside for it, because it lost the cinematic quality. So people who hadn't been using 48 frames since then. But now what James Cameron has done, he's teamed up with a company called Pixelworks, and they've got a new technology, a new software called True Cut Motion. And what this does is it allows you to convert from 24 frames to 48 frames and keep the cinematic quality. What it does this by giving you three options. You can adjust the judder, which is kind of the shakiness. You can adjust the shutter speed, which is for the camera, and the actual motion blur as well. And this has had a fantastic effect. And watching it, it was like, wow. It was especially it's in 3D as well. You could really feel the 3D. I think the thing was filmed with 2 cameras side by side, so you actually got the proper 3D effect. It was really good. So I would say True Cut Motion is going to be like a brand new post-production kind of step that a lot of films will start using now if they do move to this 48 frames. Because normally in post-production you've got editing, and then you've got the grade, which is when they make sure the colors are all good, and then you're going to go for this kind of motion grade. And a lot of post-production houses, when they're doing the grade, will use software like DaVinci Resolve. So now there's a plugin for this True Cut Motion that will allow them to actually grade and make sure that scene by scene it looks good with the 48 frames. So yeah, that's going to be fantastic. The movie itself was fantastic. It's starring all the kind of characters that you know. It's got, obviously, I'm going to name them by name. We've got the Terminator from Terminator Salvation. We've got Gamora. That's the green girl from Guardians of the Galaxy acting as a blue girl in Pandora. You've got Ripley from Alien. You've got Letty from Fast and the Furious. You've got the blind guy from Don't Breathe. And you've got Sneaky Pete. So yeah, it was really good. So I do imagine that this technology will be used going forward, and it's going to, I think, just change cinema going forward. So it was really, really good. And I do know that there are 4 sequels in the works. 2 of them have already completed filming, and the first sequel will be coming out in December. And at the end of the movie, after the credits, they actually show you a sneak peek of Avatar 2. And my jaw just dropped to the floor. It was so realistic. I couldn't believe what I was looking at. It looked like I was watching a nature documentary. It was so real. I just couldn't believe it. So do check that out. That was amazing. And of course, James Cameron is going to be using the True Cut Motion technology again to bring out a 48 frame per second version of Titanic. And that will be coming out next year. So lots to look forward to. So that's the end of my review. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to be getting ready now for some Halloween events. Lots to do. So until next time, I'm Andrew Georgiadis, and you've been watching the Movie and Tech Review. Goodbye for now.